Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. So I told you in my last video that I would be doing a second Cool Kids Great Paper video, so here we go. This one is a little bit different. So I was inspired by the amazing Audrey's Instagram account and got this sort of idea from, I think she even used the Cool Kid collection too. But hers looks way different, but this was where my initial idea came from. So I was super inspired by that and just started to roll with it. I decided to do a big circle background. So I'm using my Kaiser Craft acrylic paints. I'm just making a bit of a mess, using sort of, originally was going to use blues and greens and lighten up and darken, well, not darken up the colours, they're pretty dark, lighten up the colours. But when I was looking at the photo, there's a nice little bit of red in the photograph as well, so I did decide to incorporate some red. This paint that I'm using now is actually brand new. For Australian people, my tubes are Kaiser Craft paint, and this one here that I'm using now is actually from the Reject Shop, and it's the first time I've used it, and was a little bit thinner consistency than what the Kaiser Craft paint was, but for the way I've used it now, which is not in any way a technical amazing painting, but it worked totally fine. So if anyone is wondering about the Reject Shop paint for this kind of job, it was totally fine. And yeah, so that's what this sort of darker maroony coloured one is as well. It's a Reject Shop one as well. So yeah, just sort of splodging these in, any rhyme or reason. I traced the circles so I had the basic outline of where the circle is, so because I don't need to bother filling the whole page. I did do this on a separate page because I wasn't 100% sure how I wanted this to work for my background. I originally planned to cut it as a perfect circle, and I knew that if I was painting straight onto my actual 12 by 12 page, there's no way I could have kept it within the guide, like within the lines. There's no way, it would have just been a mess. The other reason I did it on a separate page is because I still don't have gesso, and I was concerned about warping because I am using quite a lot of paint, and I wanted to try and keep my 12 by 12 backing page as sturdy and flat as I could. So I thought this could sort of be added onto the page like an embellishment, if that makes sense. So that's why I kept it separate. And you'll notice a bit later when I come back once it's dry, it's not even actually a full white piece of paper. It's the back of a patterned piece of paper. It is a minimal pattern, but it is the back of a patterned piece of paper. So this is dry, or pretty much dry, and I decided while it was drying that I actually really liked the look of it messy. I still wonder if straight would have been better, but I'm going with the messy look. Kind of reminds me of, like a moon with clouds in front of it or something. Not 100% sure, but I decided I liked that look. So I cut it out around the edges as best I could, leaving a little white line. And I'm now backing my photos with my 6x6 paper pad. So I'm backing it in the gorgeous sort of reddy orange colour to match in with the red in the picture and the red now on the circle because it's cute. And then I move on to the beautiful grey colour, which it has stars on it, and it's really cute, and it really ties in really well with my son's clothing, the colours he's wearing. So I decided to go ahead and glue this circle down. Double-sided tape was never going to cut it. It is a little bit warped, so I off screen just fussy cut those zigzag or triangle, I don't know what you would call them. I didn't be careful. I didn't make them perfect. I made them messy. So I just cut them out of some scraps that I had in my scrap bin. But yeah, so gluing this down, I decided it was already warped. Double-sided tape was never going to stick it enough. Just embrace the craziness of the circle, and so lathered it in glue and stuck it down onto the page with PVA glue. Just did it. Went with it. It'll be fine. And that is also, again, another reason why I did it on a separate page, because imagine how totally warped my 12 by 12 cardstock would be by now. It's been covered in paint, it's then been covered in PVA glue, so much wet being absorbed by this paper. So that is one reason why gesso is a good purchase. Do as I say, not as I do. So yeah, just going through my collections again. So if you did watch my other video, I mentioned that in my little collection of ephemera, I've actually got a few different collections. I've got the Cocoa Vanilla Totally Rad, maybe. I've got the Kaiser Craft Something About Boys. I've got another collection I found at Spotlight, and then I've got the Crepe Paper Cool Kid. So it's a bit of a mixed match of the actual ephemera pieces, but all the chipboard and stickers and puffy stickers are Crepe Paper Cool Kid. So I think that tag has an ampersand on it, but I'm not 100% sure because it's kind of been cut off, and it was just something I knew wouldn't really go with the way that I scrap. So I decided to put the truck on it because I thought the truck worked really well with little man sitting in his cozy coop ready to go for a ride. So I liked that idea. I love this photo. I'd said to my little man, all right, buddy, we're going in the car. Come on, it's time to go. We're going to go to the shops. We're going in the car. And he had his little stuffed puppy with him. And he looks at me. I'm like, you can bring puppy. That's totally fine. Come on, let's go. We're going to go in the car. And he went running out the door. And he ran straight to his toy car. Got in, put puppy in the back. Looked at me and went, go, go. I went, yeah, well, you're right, bud. I did say we were going in the car. I actually meant my car, and that we were actually going to physically drive to the shops, but sometimes you need to be more specific. So yeah, I just thought that was so super cute. I'm loving now that he is getting things a bit more and interacting and talking, and it's so gorgeous. So yeah, back to these puffy stickers. These are in the thicker collection for the Cool Kid collection. So I decided to put the Cool Kid as the heading, but then I really loved that Eat, Sleep, Raw, and I thought the colours went well, so I decided to put it on too. So I'm not 100% sure what the title for this is. I think Cool Kid stands out more, so I think it's Cool Kid, but maybe I should just Cool Kids. I should put a comma, Cool Kids, and then put a big arrow all the way over there. Eat, Sleep, and Raw. Nah, just joking. So, sticking on the little plus signs because they were cute and I thought it added to the circle. I really wanted to use a puppy. I was going to use that little blue circle puppy, but decided just the one of the head worked better because it goes so well with having the little dog in the corner. And he is a little bit hard to see, the stuffed toy in the corner, and I didn't want to lose him. So I thought having another little puppy would accentuate the fact that you can see him in there. And then the sticker sheet comes with some tiny word stickers. They say, let's go, handsome guy, and something else. Come on, stick it down. What does it say? Oh, I can't even read it. Together, maybe? I don't know. My phone's too small. But I thought they were really cute, and they matched what was happening in the photo, so I wanted to use those. So just filling in down the bottom, as you saw earlier, I put the Hey Buddy, I put the little dinosaur sticker down. I decided I wanted to use this tiny little LOL. It was really hard to stick down. I couldn't get it off the sticker sheet. It kept tearing. You know how you can tear like the picture and the sticker, like you can tear in between them and you not get the sticker bit? Yeah, and that kept happening. So frustrating. But anyway, I got it in the end. I really wanted something else up in that corner, and nothing else really fitted. There were some cute pennant flags and stuff, but they said the same thing, eat, sleep and roar, and I'd already had that on there, so I just went with the love this kid, because I do. And I thought I needed a little bit more red embellishing, just to go with the paint in the photo. I didn't have enough red happening in the picture, and I didn't have a car. I know the tag was a truck, and it kind of worked, but I really wanted a car. So putting that little red car on, and then there was this cute little blue circle car. So I decided to stick him on too. And I'm just about done. I needed something down the bottom, I decided, so put that little red circle. I had to have enamel dots, and then I found them really hard to find places for, that they didn't like stand out and look awkward, look like they didn't belong. So I put on one of every colour, which probably didn't help with the finding it difficult to place. Let's be honest, I probably should have stuck with only black ones or something, but again, if you listen to my last video, I still haven't purchased black enamel dots yet. So I went a bit crazy and did colourful ones, and they were a little bit hard with this one. So I only used 8, which is plenty, but I only used 8, and usually I'd probably use like 108. So yeah, there was parts of this that I found a little bit tricky, but mostly I just loved all the colours. They're so primary colour, and I just love the brightness, and it really shouts kid to me, primary colours, so yay. Anyway, I hope you've liked this layout. Oh, we've got exciting things happening in December with our advent calendar coming up. If you watched our last year's advent calendar series, you know we have another video every day with opening a reveal package, and we also have tutorials on the homemade items that we make for each other, so stay tuned for December. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and I will get back to you. Thanks guys, happy scrapping!